What do you think about the transfer portal currently and how players can basically have unlimited transfer opportunities? And I love transferring. I think players should be able to do it. To ask a 17 or 18-year old kid to like make the right decision one time is tough. Like I transferred in my career. What do you think about right now? Just how much we're seeing guys transfer?
I'm with you that I think it's a positive, but I just think like anything, we've probably overcorrected. And, you know, you also have to protect the players from themselves too, because it is a positive. You can't expect every player is going to make the perfect decision when they commit to school, but you also have to protect the players because when I'm 20 years old, I'm not thinking long term. And I know, one example that comes to mind, a guy that was an All-American safety at Northwestern, transferred to play at Notre Dame, probably made a few $100,000, but didn't end up, his career didn't progress. Not only did he's not, living out his dream in the NFL either to the extent he might have had he stayed at Northwestern. He doesn't have a degree from either Northwestern or Notre Dame. So
Yeah.
what's the opportunity cost of that? And I think there has to be, right now, there's zero thought or zero consequences for players transferring infinitely. I think we have to restructure our incentives because right now we're incentivizing players to transfer every single year. I got friends that are in like tech sales, for example, and the current structure is, get a sales job for a year. And then the raise is actually to jump ship to the next
Go somewhere
company
else.
every
Yeah.
single year. The incentives are messed up. I think what we should do is be able, and it requires being able to tie pay for play, which
Yeah.
is, okay, some of this money that we're paying you is going to be deferred until later. If you decide to transfer, you're going to forfeit some of the money that we're going to that we were planning on
Yeah.
giving you. That at least creates the thought where the players have to say, okay, I'm going to give up money, but that's because I truly
Yeah.
believe I'm going to a better situation, not that I'm just going to the next situation because I'm going to make more money tomorrow, if that makes
Yeah.
sense,
Yeah. And just like coaches have, just like we have in our media contracts, if you want to leave, there's a buyout. You
Yeah.
can't just
Yeah.
pick up and leave when you're under contract. And that's how it should be with the players. If you're getting paid 400 grand a year to play quarterback at some school and you want to go somewhere else, someone's got to pay the $300,000 fee to break the contract, right? I
Yeah.
mean, that's a base thing in every contract there is. So I think
And
you just put that in there and it's easy.
I know you agree with this too. Like, and I'm not an extremist saying like the spirit of college football is gone.
You're a traditionalist though. You love the you
In some
if
levels,
you could go back 20 years, you would do it.
yeah, probably so. But I also say this. I think the most important thing I could say is if you asked me, did I enjoy watching college football last year? Is probably one of the most joyful, full of parity seasons. So I'm
Yeah.
not hitting the panic button. But what some of these guys, no one's asking the value of. Think about your friends and the relationships you made, and you stuck through some tough times at Penn State. There was some dark
Yeah.
years for me at Michigan. We went through a firing of an AD and a coach, but we stuck it through. And those relationships have both monetary value in my current life and just like emotional, spiritual, relational value. And no one's educating the kids on the missed value of hitting the transfer portal every single day. One day this ends and you realize you have no meaningful
Yeah.
relationship. That's a missed opportunity cost
Yeah.
that isn't being discussed
I
either.
think about the opportunities that have come in my career just from Penn State. I mean, just from going to Penn State. I was there
Yeah.
for 3 years, transferred, and just the amount of business opportunities, connections, people taking your calls. I mean, I'm in a business meeting yesterday. Like the first thing that, oh, you're the Penn State tight end, because
Yeah.
it's in Pennsylvania, and they know. So I do think that you never really get a true sense of being an alumni of somewhere. Where you
Yeah.
never get you go back to Michigan the rest of your life, you get treated like royalty every
Yeah.
single time. You're welcome
Yeah.
back. Where even be, I mean, again, I've had tons of Penn State's been awesome for me, like without a doubt. But I did transfer, so there is a little bit of like, you know, being still going back and being around the team, like I'm a guy who left Penn State and transferred somewhere else. So there is a little bit, even it's very minor in my circumstance because of the semantics around it. But even I feel it, right? Like I did go somewhere else and have success somewhere else. Like, am I truly a guy who played all his whole career at Penn State? No. So I think there is things like that people don't realize.
And you're exactly right. And it's not to say that transferring's bad, but it's to say, like, at least someone needs to make the kids aware and the players aware of, okay, you might transfer and make 50K or whatever, and you might play more. And that's a big factor. Is some guys just want to play the sport they love. And especially at these big schools, you might be a 4-star that doesn't pan out and you're not playing at Michigan or Penn State. But to your point, like there's significant value in staying, even if it means sacrificing the near term, and you might be uncomfortable and you might leave some money on the table. I just don't think anyone's presenting that option to the players. And I actually think the opposite has happened. We have bad actors of agents who those agents are incentivized because they're making 10% of these marketing deals.
Yeah.
They're certainly not telling the kids.
Maybe 20, 25.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's not even policed properly there either. So the whole structure has incentivized chaos. And there will come a day when we recorrect and find some more balance. We're just obviously not there yet.